on live. Welcome to Glammaz Closet, guys. There we go. Good morning. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for your patience with the late start. And my apologies. I was involved in helping a cleanup this weekend. It's a long story, and I will tell you later. But long story short, I was involved with helping a cleanup. I was so ill yesterday after that cleanup. And so I wasn't sure if I had like a cold or something, or whether it was a reaction to the cleanup. Turns out it was a reaction to the cleanup. So I'm starting to get my voice back now, but I had to take something for it, and it made me sleep a little stronger than I thought. So good morning. It's good to see everybody. Happy Sunday. Some mornings you just have to, slap on your red lipstick and wake the heck up. And today was that day. But this is my mug. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And let's kick off this Sunday and say hi to the chat. And first in chat, good morning. Hello, Johnny, my love. Good morning. It's good to see you this morning. Brenda Reed, good morning, Brenda. Mwah, still working on those thumbprint cookies. Don't think I forgot. And there's Glammaz Closet being very apologetic, hopefully apologetic enough, because I really do feel badly about starting late. But it was kind of one of those just necessary things. Ronnie, good morning. No, you're not late at all. This should work well for you. And good morning, Patrick Murphy. Thank you so much for the flyby. Hopefully you get to stick around and say hello to everyone. Good morning, good morning. Lin, hello. It's good to see you this morning. I may have to watch replay. Dinner's nearly ready. See you soon. Yeah, I hope you have a good dinner. And more than welcome to watch the replay. Absolutely. Phil's Five and Dime. Hey, Phil. Hi, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Regina, it's good to see you, Regina. How are you this morning? Happy Sunday. Aisha Dancer, Kristen, with the good freezer, we're gonna start calling her. Yeah, Kristen with the freezer. I hope everything's going well in Central Missouri. That's my show me homie. Good morning, Carol. Oh, beautiful Glammaz. I'm joking. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, pretty lady. It's good to see you. I hope that you're doing well. Girl, you do not need to apologize for being human. Just glad to see you as always. Oh, thank you. They're very, very kind. Good morning, Jewelry by Denise. Denise got the jewelry in the house. Good morning, Denise. It's nice to see you this morning. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you. So yesterday, I'll try to do the abridged version of this. Yesterday, there was a relative of my husband's who recently passed away, and he is the executor of the estate. So we went to the house to do some cleanup and to do, you have to empty the fridge and things like that. The thing is that the house was there was a lot of dust. There was a very long illness, so there was a lot of dust, and there was a lot of smoke. And I know this sounds really weird coming from a smoker, but old smoke that's embedded into the dust. I had a much more strange reaction than I thought I would. And I had a really, really strong reaction to it. And by the time I got home yesterday, I could barely talk. My eyes were all poofed up, which is why I don't have on eye makeup this morning. my skin was just itchy, and I wasn't sure if I was coming down with something, or if it was a reaction to the house. So turns out it was a reaction to the house, but because of that, I didn't have any Zyrtec. I had to take some Benadryl, and if you haven't taken Benadryl, I do not recommend taking it and driving. That's for darn sure. Because I took 2 Benadryl and just passed right out. It was like a knockout pill for me, and woke up very, very late this morning. So the good news is that most of the swelling and the itchiness and stuff has gone down, but I just can't wear eye makeup for the next couple of days probably. So sad for me, but that's why God made red lipstick. Good morning, Revive It sisters. Hello, happy Sunday to you too. It's nice to see you. There's my sister Denise. Aww. Denise, is she your sister, or your sister from another mister? You got to let us know, Miss Carol. Yeah, Benadryl is an edge of the bed medicine. It really is. Yeah, you kind of take it and you pass out. I was watching Scorpion on TV after I got off from talking with some of my friends, and I took the 2 Benadryl, and like 15 minutes later, I was snoring, and I woke up a few hours later and drug it to bed. Went back to snoring. It was great. It was a good night's sleep. Take it and pass out. Amen. Good morning, Jody. Hi, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Sister from another mister. I gotcha. I got plenty of those. Veronica's mine. Yep. My sister from another mister. And Boo's my sister from the same mister. At least that's what they tell us. No, I'm joking. We both look exactly like my dad. Down to my mustache, really. I'm growing one. It's nice and thick. It's wonderful, warm for winter. So that's a lot of fun. I did want to get into what's going on Glammaz Closet. I'm not doing Thursday mornings anymore with Johnny on a regular basis. I will be hopping on from time to time as my schedule permits, and always wonderful to see Johnny. It has absolutely nothing to do with how wonderful Johnny is, which PS is fantastically wonderful. He is a wonderful, beautiful, just incredible person, and I love being on live with him. I just had some schedule hiccups come taking care of. They call it the sandwich generation, I guess. I was talking with somebody where you're taking care of the older ones in your life and you're also taking care of the younger ones. So there's a lot of scheduling going on, and everything has been turned upside down. So it's just kind of different now. But I will still be here Sunday morning live each week at 10 a.m. Central. That's 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. in the UK, which is why Lyndon is on her way to Sunday dinner. We do have a classy crap auction coming up, the first one of 2024 on Thursday, February 1st at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, so 7:30 Eastern, and that goes for about 3 hours. I have a beautiful collection of sellers. I'll be kicking things off with a few sales and some giveaways. It's a Galentine's auction, but it's not just for women, and we're selling everything, not just clothing. So we have 2 hip chicks. We have Becky, a new life resale. I have Veronica Mitka. I have Aisha Dancer. I have a very, very special guest named Vera. And I possibly have Dodo as well. Just waiting for confirmation on that. So it's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. And I hope that you get a chance to tune in. We will have Valentine's Day themed giveaways, including candy, jewelry, and flowers. So I think that's going to be fun. Cheers for the classiest of crap. It's the classiest of the crap. BootTube, good morning. Good morning, sissy. It's good to see you. I'm shouting at you like this. I sound like one of Marge Simpson's sisters this morning. I'm telling you that an inch of dust will just absolutely kill you if it's on if you're breathing it in for about 5 hours straight. No bueno. No bueno. So the Benadryl, like I said, is kicking in, but that's a lot of that's a lot to do. In reselling news this morning, I did want to bring up something. And let me start off with this cute little clip.
Carefully peeled off the label on my Cosmo Stanley tumbler. The packaging was so cute I had to get it laminated. Then I rolled it up and tied it with a scrunchie and heated it with a blow dryer to form this shape. I added some glue dots to the back, and now I can use my tumbler without messing up the label.
How are y'all this obsessed with like 150-pound sippy cup? It kind of reminds me of when, like, you know, they had the snapbacks and they kept the stickers on it, except you're not even keeping the sticker on this one. You're just gonna move it to different cups. Like, oh my gosh.
I care.
Guys, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. Dust is the worst. Thank you. And yes, I would, Veronica, because holy crap. Holy crap. I thought that was a hilarious take on what's going on with the Stanley Cups. And if you don't know, you better ask anybody. Good morning, Sag Travel Gal. It's good to see you this morning. Yeah, the Stanley Cups. My husband has one that he got from his work for Christmas. They gave him out as Christmas presents. They gave out Yetis 2 years ago. So this year he's got a Stanley. And the thing is like this big. Now, when he's in his full-on blue collar, work uniform with his work boots and his all of his stuff, it looks somewhat okay. But it's ridiculous when he's walking around in just like regular street clothes. Like we went to clean out this house and he had this giant Stanley Cup with him, and he looked like a toddler with like with like a thing, with like a pot with like a hose in it. I mean, it was just ridiculous how big these things are. It is totally real. I belong to a sippy club. To be fair, my husband loves his, and it does keep the cold stuff cold and the hot stuff hot. It's the Quencher H2O Flow State Tumbler. And Stanley had a concerted effort to rebrand it for a female audience. Hey, Southern Belle, how you doing? Hi, sugar. Let's see, there was Sag Travel Gal and Southern Belle. Mwah. Mwah, mwah. Good morning. Some are selling on eBay for over $200. Yes. It's the only thing that makes me feel tiny. That would explain it. And I'm sure you guys have all seen the memes with like the people coming out with like the giant giant trash bags, and it has like a big old hose coming through it. And they're like, oh yeah, this is my new Stanley Cup. And it's kind of, let's see, I call those cups that people carry around as a statement piece, an emotional support cup. That is truth. That is truth. That is an emotional support cup. It's the only thing that makes me feel tiny. Oh, you are a tiny little one. Good morning, Susie. It's good to see you. I love the meme that's going around. If you need a cup that keeps your drink cold till next Tuesday, you're not hydrating enough. So the newest offering is a pink Stanley featuring the Starbucks logo on the side, and it's a social media sensation. It has fans rushing into Target as soon as the doors open. They were actually lined up outside of Target, guys, to get their hands on one. The Starbucks collab, as well as a Valentine's Day collection featuring a red quencher and a pink quencher, were so popular that Target limited customers to 2 per person. The demand is so high that the only way to get one now is to go on eBay, and that is reselling news right there. It is It's crazy. It is crazy. Okay, dumb question. There are no dumb questions. There are only dumb people. Is it called a Stanley Cup because they were affiliated with the race cars? No, it's Stanley Tool Company, actually. Stanley Tools. That much I do know. Yeah, that was, and they did, they've done thermoses for a little while, but they just rebranded for ladies. And they did a whole marketing campaign for ladies. And they did like a lot of high profile collaborators. So they did a country music star, Lainey Wilson. They did a collaboration with her. And Stanley does have a historically male customer base. So I think that's why it's sort of the girls moving into the boys club. It fits in my cup holder in my car, and it holds a butt ton of water. A bladder full of water, I should say. Yeah. My thing is, why is it so expensive? Because it's popular. It's a vessel for your water. Yeah. There we go. To each their own. Live and let live. You do you. I'll do me. It's just interesting to me that these Instagram trends, these online trends, can really shape our buying and marketing. How we see like a Stanley Cup tumbler, and and that leads me to my question for the morning. Have you ever seen a trend happening and gone out and seen if you can buy in on that trend for something to resell? Let me know. A few years ago, there was a trend that popped up over the winter. It was either Bella or Gigi Hadid walked out of her house in a brown North Face puffer jacket, and the world went wild. It was I want to say it was 3 years ago, maybe 2.5. But everybody went nuts. And so for resellers, if they had a brown North Face puffer jacket in their closet, they would have probably relisted it, taken it down, relisted it for a much, much higher price. Because what happened was, all of a sudden it hits the internet. Every single girl in the world wants one, and there are only a certain amount that are already pre-made. And the North Face could only keep up with demand for so much. So it was selling out online from all of the North Face distributors and on their online store. Emma Chamberlain, it may have been, yeah. And that jacket, you couldn't get it. So yeah, if you had it, you were just, it turned into gold. I'll tumble for you. I have a tumbler. I pulled the top and drink. I can't remember the last time I actually sipped from it as intended. Yeah. Veronica says, I will forever be too cheap to follow these trends. I can get a cart full of groceries for 40 plus bucks, even in this economy. Yeah. Oh, the hideous jacket. And same when What's-Her-Face wore like an old school Gap sweatshirt. Yeah, they chopped off the bottom of it. Yeah, I think it may have been Emma Chamberlain. Regina, me too. I'm always behind in trends. I never figure it out until it's already done and over with. If you're road tripping with a 40-ounce sippy cup, and not stopping for a bathroom break or snacks, you're not hydrated enough and you're toting around an accessory. That's funny. I still couldn't move my Gap sweatshirts. I got in right on the tail end of it. I sold 2 Gap sweatshirts, and now I've still got 2 that have been in my closet for over a year because, they let it stop. Susie said, I'm with you, Veronica. Sort of pre-social media, Halo 2 dropped, and there was a chase figure, 1 per 6 cases. Walked down to GS, bought for 20, sold for 150 that night. Wow, that is a good flip. Some guy stole a huge box of the cups. It's a TikTok video. Hey, Mr. Sadie, how you doing this morning? Keep waiting for my white t-shirts to be trendy. Good morning, neighbor. Good morning. That is hilarious. Yeah, some of the trends are baffling, right? How do we keep up? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm just not a trendsetter. I saw that. Oh, Brenda saw that too. Maury, good morning, Maury. How you doing this morning? I am hydrated and I pee all the time. Thanks, Stanley. Yeah. Yeah, plain white tanks were all over the runways. And yeah, I was kind of mentally checked out of that one too, because honestly, the with the plain white tanks, the whole thing was that, you had a plain white tank, but on the inside there was a tiny label that said Dolce. Or like, I don't know, one of the other designers, or Dior or whatever. And it's just kind of, I'm like, okay, I'm not. If I come across a tank that says that, great, I will sell it, but wasn't really a priority for me. Hey, Chop Chop. Mwah, hello, good afternoon. So yeah, it's a weird sort of thing that's happening. But if you happen to have scored, I guess, a pink or red cup, go nuts. Go nuts. They're selling on eBay. The listings on eBay are going for hundreds of dollars, with most auctions seeing the bidding climbing over $200 for these $45 cups. $45 cups. Probably made in the same sweatshop same sweatshop as a Hanes tank. Yeah. I don't know if Hanes does sweatshops. Don't come for me. We will assume, and probably rightly so, for the purposes of this discussion, that most of the clothing that we wear is made in some sort of a sweatshop or another. Miss Southern Belle, you are right about that. One of the trends that baffles me in this is the trend of makeup sponges. I've tried them and I just feel like I'm pouring away half a bottle of expensive foundation. Yes. The makeup sponges, I feel the same way. I feel like it's soaking up more makeup than it's applying. And I just don't. I don't like. I found the perfect tool for foundation application, and it's free. My hands are free. Free hands. Jennifer Hayes, good morning. Coming in flaming hot. Good morning, gorgeous. It is great to see you. Thank you so much for dropping the Galentine's auction link. I appreciate you. Mwah. Good morning, love. I did want to dip into fashion news a little bit. Oh yeah, that is what they did with toilet paper and bread. I feel like the Stanley Cup is maybe not as much of a necessity. But yeah, he's probably going to end up with a garage full of pink and red Stanley Cups that he'll be trying to get rid of at a yard sale 7 years from now. I've seen a video where they compare how to apply foundation and what's most effective. I think the best way is a brush followed by your fingers. Sponge just sucks it all up so they can sell more. Yeah, that makes sense. I recently started selling the silicone one at my auctions. They work like your fingers, but don't get your fingers dirty. I honestly don't mind getting makeup on my fingers. It's, like I said, that's how I've always done it. And I kind of like the face massage. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. Still a little dusty, apparently. Live and dusty. So in fashion news from CNN, the Goodwill CEO, Stephen Preston, is the overall CEO of Goodwill's. He says that donations are rising amid the boom in secondhand fashion. And I watched a little mini blurb about this. And it really, it's the same thing that they keep saying over and over again. In this economy, who can afford to buy new? Which, as resellers, we all knew this. We knew this when the economy was nice. So catch up, world. Get your secondhand designer right here. I keep a white towel just for cleaning the fingers and makeup. I won't use my bathroom hand towel. No, I use a disposable. I have actually folded up bathroom paper towels that I use that are disposable. And yeah, you're right. It takes a little bit to clean. That's why I did my hand soap in my bathroom is mixed with Dawn because I know that I get oily makeup and stuff on my hands. Yeah. So yeah, I always want to, wash those off as soon as possible. From CBS News in Sacramento, there's the other side of the Goodwill. And there was a South Lake Tahoe man who was the president and executive officer of Goodwill Industries of Sacramento Valley and Northern Nevada. So he's not the CEO of overall Goodwill. He was specific to Sacramento Valleys and overall Nevada. He was suspected of stealing more than $1 million from the Goodwill Industries. Richard Abrusky, 45, was arrested after a federal grand jury was unsealed on Thursday following his arrest. Yes, I am reading this. Charging him with 9 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of aggravated identity theft, and 3 counts of monetary transaction with proceeds of specified unlawful activity. So he pretty much just stole money from the Goodwill. I try to do that every Thursday and Friday with the 75% off sale. But as far as just outright hacking them, or just using your position to make money on it, I don't know about that. So basically, my free stuff, my free donations are going to Mr. Abrusky. According to Abrusky's LinkedIn profile, he worked at Goodwill Industries of Sacramento Valley and North Nevada from 2014 to 2021. CBS 13 interviewed Abrusky in 2019 after a live mortar shell. I don't know if you guys remember seeing this. After a live mortar shell, believed to be from World War II, was left at a Goodwill store in Placerville. Abrusky caused the nonprofit and one of its subsidiaries to pay about $1.4 million fraudulently to the Resolution Arrangement Services, a fake business name that Abrusky registered in 2008. So here's my next question. If with the CEOs of the Goodwill, not the CEOs, but the specific CEO of the Goodwill stealing profits from off the top, let me ask you it this way. Do you ever feel bad or guilty if you find something that is rare or of great value in a thrift store like the Goodwill, and specifically the Goodwill, but also like the Salvation Army, something like that? Do you ever feel badly about picking that up for cheap? Because I got to be honest, if this guy can steal from the top of Goodwill, I don't understand why I can't steal from the bottom. I've never stolen from a Goodwill. Let me rephrase that. I've never deliberately stolen from a Goodwill. I walked out with some roller skates at the bottom of my cart. Well, they were at the bottom of my cart when I went through, and I forgot to bring them up and put them on the counter. And I walked out with their roller skates. I didn't really realize that I hadn't paid for them until we were already driving out of the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, screw it. Keep going. They've gotten enough of my money. And then I felt kind of bad for it, but I didn't really feel bad about it. Wait, I just seen a video where the bigwigs of Goodwill make a ton for their salary. Yeah, you make a lot of money as a CEO, even of the Goodwill. Yeah. Goodwill also throws out a lot of items in their dumpster that donors want to go to humans, not landfills. Exactly. Yeah, why do these guys who are making all this money need to steal? I mean, honestly. Sometimes new fashion or clearance or from outlets are less expensive than used or grid. That's true. Oh, Veronica's going after the shoes. You go, girl. Probably really interesting what shows up at Goodwill. Yeah, it is really interesting what shows up at the Goodwill. You never know, Jody. I don't feel badly. I don't either. Chop Chop is right. They do make enough. They make more than enough. I just don't feel badly. I never feel guilty about finding something cool. Never tried stealing. I didn't try to steal. I just sort of accidentally ran off with a pair of skates. But to be fair, for as many, for the glut of money that I have spent over, over my lifetime with the Goodwill, before I was even a reseller, for the amount of money that my mother and a lot of other people have spent with the Goodwill. I really didn't feel too guilty about it. I didn't. There is never an issue with abundance. So much ends up in landfills. Also, most resellers are working class and need the supplemental income. No one needs to feel guilty about reselling. Woo! Preach. Yes. Ambu understands. She testified. She will testify. Eat the rich. They're killing the middle class. That is true. They shouldn't even make that much money. The money is supposed to go to help people. Yeah. Yeah. Who's doing a worse job? The resellers or the CEOs are making, $1.5 million a year, and apparently it's not enough, and you have to, skim some more off the top. I mean, how much money do you need? Chop Chop says, how many times have they sold us broken, faulty, or damaged stuff we never take back, so that evens up? That's true. That's true. They rolled after me. Yeah, they followed me home. Guys, and I actually did feel it doesn't come naturally to me to steal things, because when I was 7 or 8, we got busted, trying to steal for our first time from Kmart, and my dad wailed the crap out of me. I mean, he wasn't an abusive parent per se, but he did believe in good old fashioned spankings, and we really got our tails lit up. And I just, stealing doesn't feel natural to me, and I get really weirded out about it. But we were already rolling out of the parking lot, and I'm like, screw it. I'm not gonna, we'll just call this their accidental bonus. This is why I now rethink where and how I donate. I don't take a ton all at once. I diversify where I take things, and it's not something that I can see having a usable purpose. I don't donate it. Yeah. Sometimes the term nonprofit is only because the salaries are so high that is why there is no profit. Amen, sister. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right with that. I know for a fact the work that the Salvation Army locally does, and you don't have to agree with somebody's religion or how they view that in order to know whether they're actually helping people or not. And they actually do have like drug rehabs and outlets and stuff like that. So I feel comfortable donating to the Salvation Army. And then there's a tiny little hole in the wall a thrift store that I just absolutely love. So every quarter I make as big a donation to them as I can. Take it to the local small thrift stores. Yeah, I love that. There's a little place in near me, and it's just absolutely adorable. It's run by old people. They have the best music. They have like Beach Boys music from the 60s and stuff playing in the background. And they just have, they're just so, I'm like, ooh, if there's something that I'm like, I'm going to put this hat back. I don't know if I want it. And they're like, well, what if we take $2 off? I mean, they're like so sweet. So yeah, that one I feel good about. And I actually do feel good about the Salvation Army. That doesn't bother me, even though they blast the same music over and over at you. Not all nonprofits are created equal. That is absolutely truth. That is absolutely truth. Yeah, I was just curious because stealing from a nonprofit seems awful, but calling yourself a nonprofit when you're not really a nonprofit also seems awful. I've seen too many things with like, 403c status or whatever. Was it 203c, 403c? They have this status. Unpopular opinion. Sometimes it irks me that resellers try to haggle someone down on prices at yard sales, flea markets over something under $10 and then they sell it for $50. Come on, dude. Yeah. Some people love to haggle though. Some people really love to haggle. And the idea is, buy low, sell high. So if you're in a situation where you can haggle, why not? I always like to check the free box though. You never know what you're going to get. Let's talk a little bit about my sales for the last week. I did have my closet off for New Year's, part of New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and then part of New Year's Day. So, but I got bored and turned it back on. So let's start off with this Bowden floral skirt, size 8. It sold for 20, and the net profit on that was the net earning on that was 16. And then we had the Lauren Conrad new with tags holiday pajama set, sold after Christmas, sold for 20, and again the net on that was 16. These Hunter Black Fleece boot socks, large. I actually had these, wore them, and decided that they weren't really my thing. So I sold those for 15, and my after cost my profit was 12. J. Jill new with tags black floral printed blouse, large, and that sold for 25, and I made 20. The Massimo mint green vegan pebble leather crossbody bag. I think I paid $3, $2 or $3 for that. It sold for 14, and I made 11.05. The St. John Caviar black mock turtleneck, and that came in a box of reseller stuff. With some Moscata from Miss Dodo. I think I bought that from her at the auction. But just with this one sale, I made my money back, and I've already made my money back on that. So that was 26, and that sold for 26, and my portion of that was $20.80. We have the Victoria's Secret coral embroidered cotton pajama pants. Those things have sat for 2 freaking years. I was just getting ready to donate them. And they sold for 10, and I made $5.03. I'm so happy that they're gone. The Kate Spade black ballet bar socks, 2 pair, that came in a fun box, and those sold for 12, and I made $7.03. And then these Birkenstocks, these Birkenstock green suede sandals, size 6.5. So I put 50 on them, and they were like new. They were really nice. I had 65 on them. I took 50 as an offer, and so that makes me $40 on them. And I was into them from a ThredUp shoebox for, I want to say $7 or $8. Good morning, Bama. How you doing this morning, buddy? You might lose a hand in the free box. That is so true. Lately, I've been having people haggle at my auctions. It's hard to know what to say or do not to hurt feelings or seem cold. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it can be. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just say, I'm so sorry. I really have to, this is my base price. And so I really can't go any lower unless it can go lower. And then I'm like, you know what? Go ahead. It's yours. I don't say it like that. I say, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. I try not to be rude. Yeah. So overall this week I had 9 sales, 1 skirt, 2 pajamas, 2 pairs of socks. Wait, isn't that weird? 2 tops, 1 bag, and 1 pair of shoes. My average cost of goods runs about $3 per item. And we had 9 items, so the average cost of goods was about $27. My gross total for the 9 sales this week was $192. And then you saw my net totals after Poshmark fees and shipping discounts. My net totals were $147.91. If we take the $27 cost of goods off of that, my net profit for the week was $120.91. So, and that sort of leads me back around to something that Johnny was talking about last week or the week before on a Monday. People who sort of misrepresent what they're making. So they'll say, oh, guess what? I made, $192 on Poshmark this week. Well, technically, sure. On paper, it looks like that, but it doesn't include your shipping discounts. It doesn't include Poshmark taking their piece off the top. It doesn't include the cost of goods. It doesn't include like extra shipping or anything like that if you include that. So if anybody tells you that they made X amount on their platform or through reselling, and they're not willing to back that up with actual real numbers or tell you what their platform costs were, or what their cost of goods were, maybe look at it with a little bit of a jaundiced eye. Just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying that it's a lie. It's a deliberate lie of omission. But you may not be getting the whole story. And so it's not worth quitting your job over. Don't quit your day job until you've actually run those numbers. Yeah, KJ, I know you did. And it was totally worth it. I thought this was really worth repeating. Hey, Liv. Good morning, Liv. John, you have a blessed day too. Jaundiced eye, yes, a jaundiced eye. Yeah, a yellow eye. High yellow. It is both high and yellow. So that really is what I'm talking about. It looks like 192 on paper. It's actually after my cost, after what I put out to be a reseller on that platform and what the platform charges and all of that, it's actually closer to 120. So just kind of keep a weather eye out. Southern Belle says, so many times when resellers think that they paid $1 for an item or even $3, they forgot that they spent $5 or $10 to drive to the store, outlet, or flea market and back to get the item. That's true. That is true. Although, I don't know, some of us do mix it up too. There's a Goodwill that right near my grocery store that I do a lot of my sourcing from. So with them, I wouldn't really count the cost of gas because I was going to the grocery store anyway. Yeah. So that's a little bit different, but you're right in the sense that we don't always see all of the background costs on those. You're right. The cost of gas to get there and back, especially if you're garage selling, like going from garage sale to garage sale, you have to put your mileage in. You have to really think about how much gas you've burned in that case, because gas is expensive now. So yeah, there's a Southern Bella. You are right. Absolutely, ma'am. Johnny going to be on Two Old Guys Sunday today at 4. Yay! Yay! I love that combination. It's so fun. They are so fun together. I do want to send out some sweets for my sweetie. Thank you, Ronnie, for the Wunderbar gifts. You are a sweetie pie. Mwah. Thank you so much. I love, love, love that shirt. I can't wait to wear it. And there's a blankety blanket doll that is just absolutely hilarious. And I'm going to be, I'm going to be throwing touchdown passes with that thing. Special thanks to Cajun Roots Reseller for the opportunity to sell on the members only auction on Tuesday. If you haven't had a chance to check out the members only auctions, it's really, really cool. And you don't have to be a member to buy, you just have to be a member to sell. But they do Johnny does a fantastic job. He's always very, very organized. And all of his auctions are really good and legit. I usually end up buying more than I make. Happy birthday to you, and I hope you are feeling better. To Mia with Crazy May's Stash. I hope that you are on the mend. If you see this or hear this, just know that I'm sending you get well vibes and much, much love. Aunt Boo, I did want to send a shout out to Aunt Boo for another stellar movie review this week. I actually, because of the whole, crazy day thing yesterday, I actually laid down for just a few minutes before the premiere, missed the premiere, caught the video when I woke up. I just grabbed a cup of coffee, walked to my computer and turned it on and started watching it. And it was so funny. I'm so sad that I missed the premiere. It was hilarious. My sister is hilarious, guys. Y'all don't even know. Hey, Swampy. Good morning. Oh, good. She was feeling better. I'm glad to hear that she's feeling better. Good. Also to the two Beardos, Chuck and Nady Pie, it was fantastic to see you. Thank you so, so much for being back. I hope you're back every week. We have missed you greatly. For those of us who find your brand of humor funny, it is the funniest. It's the funniest. They're quick-witted, and I just couldn't have enjoyed myself more. Thank you so much for also having our buddy Patrick was hilarious on there. So I think that we can all use a good laugh. It's good medicine. Laughter is good medicine. We all know that. Lindsay and Alvin, we missed you Saturday night. I hope you are feeling better soon. Also, you did a great live on Carbook Chris's podcast. I got a chance to watch some of it, and we'll finish watching that today. And it was so good. It was so good. You guys are just phenomenal. We love you. Dear Michael from Two Old Guys Vintage, you can do this Poshmark stuff. We believe in you. You can do it. If you haven't done your first listing, please let me know when your first listing is. I'd love to be able to take a look at it. To the happy hour haulers, great content, and Bryn had me cracking up from that Arizona Funbox video. That was so funny. I'm glad to see you guys sort of cranking out the content again. And I understand that life gets in the way. Life gets in the way for all of us. Absolutely. We've all had times when we, have to sort of back away from our channels a little bit. So I am glad to see that you are up and running, and it was really, really fantastic. And finally, a special message to Fartsack Jack. Fartsack Jack, thank you so much for your patience. I hope you enjoy your Glammaz Closet t-shirt win. And again, my apologies. The contest just happened right before the holidays, and the holidays were something else. They were something else. So thank you so much for your patience, and hopefully that has reached you by now. I'll have to check that tracking too. But thank you so much for your patience. You have been a doll about it. You missed a Boo video. Yeah, she did. She did a Rebel Moon, part 1, I think, was the video. And apparently the wine that I gave her for Christmas is not as good as Josh. So, okay. So the next time I give you a free bottle of wine as a gift, I will make sure it's Josh. She knows what I'm being. She knows when I'm being a ringer. No, I'm joking. I actually will keep in mind that you love Josh, and Josh apparently loves you back, and we are going to make sure it's Josh from here on out. It was so funny though. It was totally worth the price of admission. Honestly, it was just really, it was so funny. It's not you, it's the Italians. Yeah, it's the Coppolas. Why did I just do that? I'm awful. Okay. Yeah, it's not me, it's the Italians. And sorry, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Okay, I have to hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay, the good news is the Flonase is working, and the bad news is that's not that pretty on camera. So I am actually going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Please let me know if there's anything specific you want to see. Please let me know. I do like the idea of just popping up live random times from my kitchen. So I'll probably be doing that this week. And I think we're gonna make beans and homemade bread. And so I think we're gonna bake that. That's amore. That's amore. You can't say Italian without the hand gesture thing. I think it's a law or something. Right? I don't know what you're talking about. No, NBYE. Oh, bye. Okay. Swampy, you have a wonderful day. Yeah, it's really hard. I made a vegetable soup last night because I woke back up for a little while. I made a vegetable soup that's a family recipe, and I've been compiling family recipes this month, and waiting for Aunt Boo to get me her banana pudding recipe. Which, if you don't know, if you ain't had it, you have no idea what you're missing. It's incredible. So yeah, we're doing a compiling sort of a from our family, and I wanted to create a cookbook with our pictures on the front, family photos on the front, and nothing that I'm going to sell, or anything like that, just for family members. But I thought it'd be cool for the next generations down, and my grandchildren and their children, and on and on, to have our family recipes from way back. So I thought it'd be kind of fun, because someday too they're going to look at those photos and they're going to be like, oh no, it's so vintage and old fashioned. It's going to be like the way that we look at old tintypes almost. So yeah. Mark has many listings on his Posh and has his first sale. Was it Mark or Michael? Because Michael was the one that actually was doing his first Poshmark sale. Mark was already comfortable listing on Posh, but Mark made Michael do Poshmark, and so I'm interested to see what his first listing was. He was doing that. I think he was doing it on Monday. They were going to try. So yeah, so thank you, Southern Belle. Please click that thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't hurt. And I do appreciate you so much. Thank you very, very much. Set a reminder for the Classic Crap Galentine's Day. That's right. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. You can get arrested in Sicily for not doing the hand thing. I think so. They're like, look at traffic. They're like, okay, now you can go. Now you can go. No, stop. No, I'm trying to do that salt bay thing. I suck at that. I suck at salt from shoulder level. My thumb is always up here. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. Look for a random pop-up live this week. You know what happens. And once I get my voice back, and once all the allergy meds sort of kick in, I should be okay. I should be fine. I just, it was Saturday was tough. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here this morning, for being here every Sunday. I enjoy your company. I still give both. I give both thumbs up if it lets me. 2 thumbs up! Yay! 2 thumbs way up. He has all those purses listed now. Oh, I wonder if Michael did the purses instead of Mark. That's awesome. That'd be cool. So yeah, everybody, I just wanted to say thank you so much again for being with us today. And if you don't know, you have been to Glammaz Closet, and no matter where you go and no matter what you're selling, please don't forget. Don't you ever forget. Glamma loves you. You have a great Sunday. Bye.